Hi everybody, this is foXnoMad, and today I want to help you travel smarter by giving you one, if not two movie recommendations for your next flight. So I recently went to the premiere of Never Surrender, a Galaxy Quest documentary, and it was one of the best documentaries I've seen in a long time, and it was almost as good as Galaxy Quest. And I know it's a little bit of a stretch for this travel and tech channel, but I do go to a lot of Star Trek conventions, and since most people consider Galaxy Quest to be the best Star Trek movie, figured why not share it with you here. So the documentary begins with a quote from a very famous filmmaker who said there were only 4 perfect movies, and Galaxy Quest is on that list. One of the other movies is The Godfather, so that just puts things in perspective. Now, if you don't know what Galaxy Quest is, it's essentially a movie about washed up actors from a sci-fi show. So let's say Star Trek actors who pretty much don't have a lot of work going on. The series is over and they go to a bunch of conventions, and more or less they kind of all seem to hate it. I think Alan Rickman right here just shows how pretty much sums up the entire beginning of the movie.
By Grabthar's hammer, by the sons of Warvan, I shall avenge you.
So you can kind of get his mood in the movie, and you've got also Tim Allen.
Your commander is on deck.
And Sigourney Weaver.
Okay, you had a character people loved. I mean, my TV Guide interview was 6 paragraphs about my boobs and how they fit into my suit.
And Sam Rockwell and all these people who are going through this movie, who are going through this experience of sort of being out of the limelight and sort of being past their prime in a sense. So you get a sense of where they're at. Galaxy Quest came out in 1999, and this documentary is for the 20th anniversary. And back in 1999, if you can remember, it was not really cool to be a geek. So if you were going to Comic Cons and Star Trek conventions, it was really sort of considered very nerdy. It was before all the Marvel movies. It was before Comic Con became Comic Con. And even now, Star Trek conventions aren't such a huge nerdy deal, really, I don't think. But back then, people who were going to these conventions were outcasts. The actors felt down about going to conventions because they couldn't find other work. But the twist in Galaxy Quest happens when a group of aliens shows up, and they've been watching all of these old series from their planet, and they thought it was a documentary of how life really is on Earth. They thought all of the space travel, all of the captains, all the characters were actually real, and now they need their help to solve an intergalactic problem. It's a really meta take on science fiction shows, and the documentary really captures how difficult it was to put all of this together. So they didn't know at first if they wanted to make this a hard comedy. It was sort of silly and goofy comedy. They didn't know how they wanted to market it, whether it was going to be marketed to kids or to adults. But what really makes this entire documentary, I think, work well, and it's what makes Galaxy Quest work very well, is just how sincere all the people working on it were. So if you look at interviews with the director or Sigourney Weaver, and then when they go and talk about Alan Rickman, you really get the heart of this movie, and it comes with all of the passion that people put together to make this movie. And the same goes for the documentary. It's really heartfelt. So everybody in the theater I was watching this with, they were so enthusiastic. It was like going to a movie premiere with a crowd of basically like football fans or something. It was a really nice atmosphere and showed how much people and how much the fans appreciated Galaxy Quest and how much they appreciate the documentary. Now, the documentary was made by Screen Junkies, and I think it's their very first full premiere movie. I think it's the first thing that they produced on this scale. And if you don't know Screen Junkies, their YouTube channel, they're very famous for their honest trailers.
Your dad loved the original Star Trek's mix of campy aliens, cheesy dialogue, and Razzie caliber acting.
And before the Galaxy Quest documentary, they actually have a Galaxy Quest honest trailer, and it's hilarious. I couldn't find it online. I don't think they've posted it yet, but it's just a great way to start the movie. They interview a whole bunch of Star Trek actors.
What did he say? I love this film.
They talk a lot about Alan Rickman, and it really made me appreciate both his performance and just him as an actor in general. And it was just completely great. I don't really have anything bad to say about the documentary, so this is not an unbiased review, I would say. I felt that it captured the heart and the comedy, just like Galaxy Quest captures the heart and the comedy and sort of the layers of each of these characters, as well as the layers of science fiction in general. I'm going to leave a link to the trailer for Never Surrender down in the description below. I'm also going to leave a link. It just came out now, so you can get it on Apple TV. It's going to come out pretty soon. So I'm going to leave a link down there as well, so you can go ahead and reserve it and watch it maybe on your next flight. It's really worth watching, especially if you love science fiction and if you love Galaxy Quest. And if you haven't seen Galaxy Quest, even if you're not a Star Trek fan, even if you're not really a science fiction fan, it's a great movie. I just really think you should watch it. It's a great comedy. It's very thoughtful. The acting is just incredible. I mean, look at the cast. It has Sam Rockwell. It has Dwight from The Office before he was Dwight from The Office. And all these other actors went on to become pretty famous after this movie. This was one of their first roles. So hopefully this short video has let you know that there is a Galaxy Quest documentary out now. It's called Never Surrender, and you can get it on Apple TV. Again, the link will be down in the description below. This is not an advertisement, or I wasn't paid to say any of this. I just really like the documentary. I love Galaxy Quest, and I wanted more people to know about it. Thanks very much for watching this video. If you like Galaxy Quest, hit the like button. If you don't know what Galaxy Quest is, hit the like button. And in both cases, hit the subscribe button. I'll have new videos for you every week. Thanks for watching this short one, and I will see you in the next video.